Before we begin, the Differently Brained team wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands on which we record, edit, and stream this podcast. We pay our respects to all First Nations peoples and their elders, past, present, and future. We extend our respect to all First Nations cultures and recognise their ongoing connection to the lands, waterways, and communities.
Just a reminder that Differently Brained shares conversations about mental health and neurodivergence. Sometimes these topics can get a bit heavy, so please remember to check in with yourself before listening. And as always, please reach out for help if our chats have brought anything up for you. Now on with the show.
Hello, welcome to Differently Brained, the podcast where no brain is the same. My name is Lachlan Rutherford.
And I'm Jacinta Dietrich.
Today, we are doing a really quick recording because we've got 10 minutes left.
Oh my God.
So we've come up with an idea. We're going to talk about, as people who are neurodivergent or have mental health issues, there are certain pieces of media that kind of become inherent in our lives, the things that we are always drawn back to, things that we rewatch, in other words. So, Jacinta, what are your top three? Well, first of all, just give me your top one rewatch.
Top number one comfort rewatch is The Fellowship of the Ring. Preferably, everything basically up till Rivendell. After that, I probably have regulated enough that I don't need it anymore and I do wander off and do something else. But absolutely just watching Hobbiton, extended edition, obviously.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
To get a bit of time. But yeah, Fellowship of the Ring, instantly 10 out of 10, probably rewatch the first half of that film like monthly, just as regulation. Yours?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh my God, amazing.
But not just Fellowship of the Ring, the trilogy, The Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough.
I am partial to Return of the King because I know everyone goes on and on about the ending being like, oh, it never ends. It's got such a drawn out ending. I don't know if you're one of those people.
No.
But they always like...
Didn't you hear? I'm not getting that far. I'm watching the first 60 minutes. I'm kidding.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But I just think it is so emotional to me. I come undone every time and I just think of the soundtrack at the time and I think of the expressions on their faces and I'm thinking about it now. It's giving me the feelings. So yeah, that trilogy basically extended. I'm not a freak.
This has made me so happy that just we're so in sync.
Yeah. Jacinta, what about your second one?
Second one? Okay, so this is niche and I don't think anyone but me, Lucas, and my mum are going to know about it. I thought it was a movie for a really long time, but it turns out it's a mini-series. It's called The Magical Legend of the Leprechauns, and it makes me so happy. For basically essentially the same reason that Lord of the Rings does. It's set in Ireland. It's all very pretty. There's a lot of landscapes. It's essentially Romeo and Juliet, except they're fairies and leprechauns, and it's got Randy Quaid in it and Whoopi Goldberg, and it's just so funny and just so, not funny like comedy haha, just so weird seeing them generally. Yeah. And I love it so much. Lucas was not that impressed when we watched it the first time, and it is so hard to find. We don't have it on DVD. I haven't seen it in years because we can't find it. So if anyone knows how to get it in Australia, get it to me because we've tried Amazon. None of them will work in our region. So hit me. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. Please. Oh my God. The song's not even on Spotify or
it doesn't, this movie doesn't exist.
It absolutely
anymore.
Does. And I love it so much. Tell me about it. What's your second?
My second is a movie that I have been watching since I was about 5 years old. And it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1990.
Oh, animated?
No, the real people in costumes.
Oh, it sounds terrible.
It is. It's the cheesiest thing you'll ever see. It's got a terrible script. You can tell, in one of the scenes, one of the turtles opens his mouth to laugh. And if you look into his mouth, you can see the face of the person inside.
I hate it. That sounds horrifying. Why are you rewatching this?
Because I love it. I just love it so much. I love the shitty 90s, early 90s hip hop soundtrack and the like power ballad stuff. And I love the comedy. It's just top-notch slapstick comedy. It's not top-notch at all. And I just love the Ninja Turtles. They're my friends.
You're so cool. Oh my
I
God.
know.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, it gets way cooler in the next one.
Oh, I'm excited. Do you want to jump straight to your next?
No. Tell me yours.
The animated version of 101 Dalmatians.
Very
I think
good.
it's just so beautifully done. Like the way it's animated. I love that style. It makes me so happy. I love dogs. It's got a cracker soundtrack. Like just the opening. I could just listen to the opening over and over again. I also like to think that people look like their dogs. It's just best movie. Great movie. 10 out of 10. Rewatch comfort. Yum, yum, yum. What is your number 3?
So I've got a toss-up between two.
Ooh.
One of them is going to fit well into the already established list because it's like painting me as an inveterate geek thing. And the other one paints me as like a champion. So it's Battlestar Galactica, the 2003 reboot.
Sure.
Love that show. Love it to bits. And the other one is The Good Place. I wish that I could watch The Good Place again for the first time. I can't. I've already watched it twice. Oh, a third one, Schitt's Creek. I could watch Schitt's Creek all the time.
Also Schitt's Creek then. I said 3, mate, not 6. But if I was to add an extra one, it is also Schitt's Creek. David Rose is part of my inappropriate behavior and a real reason why I can't tell what's appropriate on the TV and what's appropriate in real life.
And Alexis Rose is my soulmate, even though we're nothing alike. I feel kinship with her.
Yeah, and she does the autism dino arms.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Perfect. Yes, agreed. So we started on Lord of the Rings. We both ended on Schitt's Creek. We
That's a
are
natural
basically perfect.
Yes.
Amazing.
Watch them, everyone.
Thank you guys. Again, hit me up with Legend of the Leprechauns. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening. As always, any resources that we discussed in this episode will be linked in our show notes. Do you want to hang out with us in our lovely growing online community? Well, then join us in our Facebook group. We share our stories, resources, memes. It's basically just a nice and fun place to be. You can also check out our Instagram at Differently Brained Podcast, as well as mine and Jacinta's own personal accounts. All of our episodes are available to download and listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else you find your podcasts.
Differently Brained shares the opinions of individuals and does not consider your personal circumstances. Differently Brained exists purely for information purposes and should not be relied on as health or medical advice. Because no brain is the same, please consult your healthcare professional for your personal medical needs.